You two are the experts on marriage, and this has been a big year for gay marriage. And in all the research that I study on relationships and marriage, so much of it is focused on heterosexual couples. I know you've done some work in the lesbian community. Can you talk a bit about any differences that you see either with gender roles or any other changes in a gay relationship?
My colleague Bob Levinson and I studied committed gay and lesbian couples for 12 years. And we found the same principles apply to gay and lesbian committed relationships as to heterosexual married couples. There were some differences qualitatively. One really interesting difference was that most heterosexual couples in the subcultures in the United States, except for Latino and Hispanic subcultures, are very embarrassed talking about sex, even when there's no camera there, with one another, and are very indirect in what they ask for. Don't have a way of initiating sex, a formal way of talking about it, and so gay and lesbian couples were very different from heterosexual couples that way. They were very open and very direct in talking about what they needed sexually. But the overriding difference was that gay and lesbian couples were a lot nicer to each other than heterosexual couples. They were gentler in the way they presented their conflicts, and they were less defensive, and there was more of a sense of humor. And and we know that there's a lot more sensitivity in gay and lesbian couples to power differentials in the relationship, and a desire, maybe because there's less choice, only 10% of the population is gay or lesbian. Because there's less choice, I think they're more willing to have an equal relationship, even if there are differences in income or education, to really make sure that there's not that power differential.
Do you predict anything will change as it goes from committed long-term relationships to official marriage?
Yes, I really do. I think the difference is that they will feel, gay and lesbian couples will feel more part of society rather than defensive about who they are. They'll be accepted. They'll be, really, treated as equals.